Hey everybody, this is me. I'm doing this unboxing video for this KaBar knife. I'm not being paid for it or nothing. I just wanted to show you a really cool knife. I got problems with knives. I just have way too many, and every time I'm turning around, I'm buying another one. And here's one that took me a while to get the whole kit together on. So it's a BK16, a Becker BK16. It comes like this. It also comes with a set of handle scales. They're kind of like this coyote tan, I think is what they call it. Kind of make it match the sheath. The only thing that's not too cool about the sheath is I don't really dig the like the canvas setup. There's the blade. Very nice. See, give you an idea how long it is. Pretty decent sized blade. The handle's cool. It's got this nice textured grip. Kind of just locks your hand in there. Some jimping right here on the spine, so you can just, it really locks in good. The only thing that's not too cool about it is if you get your hands wet, this thing's going to get really slippery because it's just a plastic handle. So before I even used this one time, I went and got some upgrade stuff for it already. So these are plastic, and I've got these new scales. They're a G10 with a black G10 with a red liner. Comes with a bunch of hardware. So there's the red liners. So the red will sit right against the blade, and they changed the knife, the grip a little bit. You see right here, it's got like this kind of a swell thing going on right here. Here they've taken that completely out and cut it down right here. It's got like a little bevel right here. Now the reason they did that is because, well, I don't know. But I got me something cool. After I get these handles switched off, I'll show you what comes next. Be back in a minute. So I was just getting ready to take the last screw out. So you see they got these little hex shapes that holds the nut on into the handle scale, and then right here there's the so there's that. And if you look at the two scales, you can see the difference. There's also only, you see the bolts, there's only 2 bolts holding the new scales on, 3 on the old plastic ones. It also gives you some different hardware. There's some pins and some bushings and some other stuff to keep everything in place. You just gotta make sure you keep your old nuts and bolts to put everything back together. So let me get this thing back together, and I'll be right back. So you see it's got a skeletonized handle, and the blade has also got the same coating. I've seen that some people will get like a paint remover. They'll spray the whole thing down, both sides, scrape it off, and then put some oil on there to keep it from rusting. It kind of gives you a patinaed looking blade, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. If everybody's doing it, I don't want to do it too. But if the finish gets all messed up on the blade after using it after a while, I can take this all apart and remove all the paint off of this. So that's that. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you the handle without the scales on it. Pretty cool. Let me get this figured out, and I'll be back. So I thought I'd show you some of this assembly. It's actually pretty cool. So it came with a couple of these pins. Where did it go? There it is. So I have two of these pins. One of them drops into the hole from the previous bolt that went through the handle, and the other one goes right here. So those goes right into the scales, and then they got these threaded collars, and these threaded collars sit right here. And then they give you these cool little Phillips screw, or they're a tapered Allen head. And so what that'll do, instead of having these hex nuts in the handle scales, I'll have this completely smooth surface. So let me get that done, and I'll be back. So there you go. I've got one scale on. You can see both pins are going through the handle, and both collars are screwed onto the little screws. What I did is I took these little screws, and I just screwed the collar on a little bit, and then you just push it through the scale. It's pretty easy. So the other scale, it's just going to go on here, just like that. The pins that are sticking through just kind of fall right into these pre-drilled holes right there, which is where the bolts were going through in the old scales. And you see the look is just way more cleaner. Let me get these tightened up and I'll be right back. Right on. There she is with the new handle scales on. You can see the red line going down next to the handle, or next to the knife blade. And the best thing about these things is they're a little more swollen in the palm area, and then it's also got some, it's hard to see, but they have like these there's some serrations on the handle, just super grippy. But that's not it. If I was going to keep this thing forever, which I am, I'm gonna have to get the proper sheath for it. So I did some looking around. There's a dude down in Arizona called A.Z. Wilkie, and he makes these custom Kydex sheaths. And so these handles, they came from a place called the Knife Center, TKC, I think it was called, and they have custom knife scales for pretty much any fixed blade that you can think of. And they're really cool. They got all sorts of different color combinations, stuff like that. Once again, I'm not being paid by these guys. It's just if you like these, you should figure out where you want to get them, right? So let me grab the sheath real quick, and I think you'll see something that's pretty cool about these new handles. I'll be right back. So there's the sheath. This is set up for a scout carry right now, which, if you don't know what that is, it's across your back or across your front going horizontally. And there's also this cool little fire steel loop as part of that. This loop here is leather, kind of a stiff leather. It's just screwed into place. Now, this particular sheath was made for these particular handles. So with that that scallop that's on there, right here, that is so that it can go into the sheath and lock in. Let me get this thing off of here. I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. It goes in like so. Locked in. It's got a cool little thumb ramp. You can pull that right out. He makes every one of these custom for every knife. So he's just one guy, and he just makes it one at a time. So that's really cool. But I also thought I might want to carry it a different way. All right. So I got a hold of some other little attachments that he makes. And so what I ended up doing is, let me grab this up. So I got this guy here. It's a piece of leather here, Kydex here, a couple of extra bolts, and that could bolt onto the back, or however. And this just goes over your belt. So you've got a little dangler type of a thing. But then the problem with this is going to be like rigid, right? So if you've ever carried a knife in a sheath like this, or even a where'd that other one go? The sheath that it came with, it just like wants to get in your way and make life misery. So I got a hold of another little item because I don't know how I'm going to use it and when I'm going to use it, but I figure you might as well be prepared, like the Boy Scouts, right? So I got this other one. It's also a dangler kind of thing like that, but it's a little upgrade. So it's got the belt loop. It's got this D-ring, and then that hooks to another one of these. So what that allows you to do is, this is just going to hang loose from my belt. Sways back and forth, any way you go. So as you're walking, sitting, whatever, it just kind of hangs there. It's going to be very, very useful. Very cool stuff. So yeah, if you're looking for some really cool Kydex stuff, the guy's name is, or the website is AZ Wilkie. Very cool stuff. They got different colors, different designs. This is what they call is a pancake style. So he's got two pieces and then they're riveted together on both sides. And he's got the taco type where it's just kind of folded over and riveted back on one side. It's very cool stuff. He does some excellent freaking work. And yeah, it won't be the last one I get from him, that's for sure. Very cool stuff. Well, that's it. I'm officially a fixed blade knife owner. I've got a couple more, but this is actually my best one so far. So that's it. I'm out of here for now. Well, here's my fire steel. It's got a striker and it's got some paracord. Great big handle. The only problem is when you put it into the holder, it doesn't actually have, there's not enough room for it to sit anywhere along here with this big ass handle. So that's okay. I got another sheath for that, and yeah, I'm really digging this though. This is really cool. The other one that I'm going to put the steel on, that fire steel, it's going to be this guy here. So it's got a dangler on there. See how that works out? Even hangs towards you. So that's really super cool. Here's the blade. I don't know if it'll come out in the camera very well, but it's has a Damascus blade. Got some fake ivory handles. Nickel bolsters. It's pretty cool. But on that sheath, it's got this little loop, right? Let me put that in there because I can't do everything and hold the camera at the same time. So I'll be back in a minute. So there it is. It's just it just sits there like that. The striker sits right there. Then the paracord comes around and around. Then you pull it up tight and holds it in good. Makes no sounds other than the sound from this thing here. But yeah, that's a very cool setup. And then for that one there, I'll just get me a 3/8 fire steel rod, remount the steel holder on there, and instead of having this big handle, it'll just be a piece of steel like this. Because you never know when you need to start a fire. So very cool stuff. I'm out of here.